So it is Wednesday, April the 14th, and is around 12:30. I just finished my lunch. I'm gonna get some dessert, and after that, I'm gonna start writing for Millie's book. I may not touch my Camp NaNoWriMo project and leave that to write a bunch of words for tomorrow. Probably that's what's gonna happen. And yeah, what I'm gonna do is do like some sprints, like 10 to 15 minute sprints, and then the in between breaks I'm just gonna keep packing and kind of like dividing what I'm gonna donate, what I'm gonna sell, and so on and so forth, because that's the only way I can get things for the move, to do them in between other things. So yeah, this is the first clip. Probably this is gonna be a day blog only, not a week-long blog. I'll see you on the next clip, which will have like a word update. So is a few hours after the last clip. I don't know exactly what time is it. Work and update. I have wrote 489 words, I think. I'm pretty sure that's the exact number. And man, as excited as I am to write these scenes, they are so hard to write. Because I kind of realize the growth that Millie needs to have to be in these scenes hasn't happened. I need to add a couple of more scenes on the fun and games for that to happen. But I just want to keep writing forward, and I'm just making notes of the places that I need to add scenes, and think about those later. So it has been hard for me to write those. Finally, those 489 words finished that scene. And now I'm gonna write the midpoint, which I honestly don't know how I'm gonna write it, because this is when I'm gonna reveal something crucial information, and it's gonna change Millie's way of looking at her parents, especially her mom, and it's kind of adding more guilt to what she has for things that happen on Act 1. And definitely after knowing this, there is no way in heaven or hell that she can just go back to not knowing and not stepping even more into this world that she was hidden from. And I don't know how I'm gonna go about it. Yeah, I'm probably gonna spend the rest of the evening trying to figure out how I'm gonna write the midpoint. We are now in the middle of the book. Total wise, I'm probably either close to 27,000 or past 27,000. So this is gonna be a short draft. Honestly, I hope I'm gonna be able to get as close as I can to the third act, or at least halfway through the third act before I submit to the mentorship I mentioned on other blogs. I have to go through chapter 1 and make sure that I'm okay with how it reads, because they ask you for 5 to 10 pages, and chapter 1 is, I think, 8 or 9 pages. So that's what I'm gonna submit. But I want to make sure that it's readable at least. Like it can be read and understood. I just want to make sure that it has readability, and it kind of like sets the tone, gets you like, picks your interest, like you can form some kind of impression out of the first chapter for Millie, like at least whether you're like, oh, I want to know more about this story and this girl. Almost any reaction is apathy, or kind of like, meh, I don't really care about her. So I need to take some time, not today, another day, take some time to do that before the end of this month. That's the update. I'll probably come later if I ended up finishing the midpoint scene. I'll run and give you an update, but if it comes kind of like late, like it's almost time for me to go to bed, I'll come and update you. So yeah, I will see you on the next clip. I don't know if you can hear it, but it is raining, like so much rain. And I don't think the forecast was calling for this amount of rain. I mean, it's been gloomy all day, but this is full on rain. I wonder if we're gonna get thunder and lightning. Cause here in Southern Virginia, I don't know if it happens in Northern Virginia. This is like thunderstorm season. The hotel that I used to work at, a lot of people will just only come during this season, and they will call before making reservations to ask for kind of like forecast to decide when they're coming, because they want it to be in the area. They will stay at the resort during thunderstorms. Like that was their thing. So I have not started drafting the midpoint. Where's my, okay, here. I decided to take the handy dandy notebook that I have for this project to do some brainstorming and some thinking, because the information that I'm revealing, that's gonna change things even more for Millie. There's 2 ways that I can go about it, so I'm just gonna handwrite kind of like the 2 ways that I can go about it, and maybe I could decide which way I'm gonna write the midpoint. So I don't think I'm gonna write the midpoint today. Probably is gonna, most likely I'm gonna write it tomorrow if I can if I can decide how I'm gonna go about this information that I'm dumping on poor Millie. That's the update. I may just make this a 2-day blog, cause I didn't blog yesterday. I think I only wrote a little bit for camp, because I want to keep my daily updating workout on the website, because I want those badges. and I did not do much because the day prior, Monday, April the 12th, was my birthday. I worked 10 hours, and then I quickly make a meal, and then I went on Zoom to talk with my close friends. We kind of like make a birthday Zoom call, and we were like eating and drinking and all that. And it was my birthday. It was technically my Friday, so I drank a lot of wine. And wine, I know it gives me headache, and I still will drink it. And it was my birthday, so I had a reason, a very good reason / excuse. So, but because I'm not that young anymore, I turned 34, recovering from a night of drinking takes me at least an entire day. So that's why I didn't blog anything yesterday, because I was just like, oh, I'm so old for this amount of drinking. So yeah, probably just gonna make it a 2-day blog, and probably I'm just gonna blog the days that I'm off, because as I mentioned on the blog of last week, I don't think I'm gonna be able to write much on the days that I work, because it takes a toll on your body to be sitting down for 10 hours, staring at a computer for 10 hours. Last thing I want to do is finish work and go back again to staring at a computer and typing. So I'll try this week and see if I could use those days to read. And maybe that will be the way to go about things. I will see you on the next clip. So quick update is Thursday, April the 15th, and it is almost 3 p.m. I've been, most of the day, I've been working on Millie's book, not actively drafting. I've been trying to think of a way, because for this submission I need to kind of like do an elevator pitch or summary of the story, and I've been trying to, like, I've been searching kind of like what an elevator pitch, what a log line is, and all that. And I've been writing different ways. I've shared one of the ways with some of my writing friends, and they have kind of like give me some opinions on how they will write it, if they will write it themselves, based on what little I have shared, because that's the thing, I haven't shared that much about this book, so it's hard to come up with a summary that is enticing without telling a lot. Anyways, and additional to that, I've been reading through my first chapter, which is what I'm gonna submit for the mentorship, because they ask you 5 to 10 pages, and pretty much my first 10 pages are chapter 1, and I've been changing some things. So I've been going through, and I wrote some. I have like changed slightly the setting, at least for that, and that's gonna subsequently change the other chapters. But I just wanted to to start making that change on that chapter and slowly work through that change. Because again, I don't think I will know if I will get that mentorship until sometime in May. I don't know when exactly, because the deadline is May the 1st and the mentorship doesn't start until June. So probably they will announce sometime in May. So I will still have some of May to like go through the first act and kind of like make the changes that I need to for the setting. So yeah, there's some changes that I need to do because I make some setting changes on that first chapter. And after I stop doing those changes, I worked through, I think, the first page or so. I work a little bit for the summary, elevator pitch, logline, all that. And I'm giving it a rest, and I went back to chapter 11, and I'm slowly drafting the midpoint. I knew it was going to be a confrontational scene between Millie and her parents, and it's the level of confrontation I wasn't sure that Millie was this. She's not entirely angry with her parents, and she's slightly more than frustrated with them. She's definitely disappointed. So yeah, I'm working through that. I have a little bit over 200 words written already. And I don't know if I mentioned on this blog or on the previous blog that I already shared. I'm already 27,000 words on this manuscript. Actually, right now I'm closer to 28K. Sometime this week or early next week, we're gonna pass 30K. And that number may vary depending on the changes that I'm doing on the first chapter and depending on the changes that I ended up doing on subsequent chapters. I may have to rewrite scenes, and I do have a feeling, and I did mention, I need more scenes, not only on fun and games, but I think my first act might need a few more scenes. I'm not entirely sure if the first act actually needs more scenes, but my fun and games need more scenes for the second half of the second act make an impact. So yeah, I'm working on that. So that's what I'm doing. This is the angle that I'm doing right now, because if I use the other angle, with the amount of craziness that I'm dealing with, and I'm trying to decide what I'm gonna donate or what is going just plain old to the trash. My entire apartment is a mess. So I might do more of this really close shots. Yeah. Anyways, I'll go back to writing and I'll see you on the next clip. Another quick update. I wrote, I think, a little bit over 100 words, close to 200 too. And I'm still kind of like, it's this scene, this midpoint scene is like pulling my hairs and it's hard to write it down. I took a break. I've been on a break for hours. I've just been watching Korean dramas, mostly rewatching, and I think I'm just gonna keep on that in, because while I watch other things, I keep mulling all the ideas. I may just have my Chromebook open beside me, and just write as anything comes. It takes a lot longer to write words that way, but it is what I got. It is what I have to do right now. So, yeah, that's the update. Not a lot of words, very hard thing to write, but we're doing it while we procrastinate at the same time. Multitasking at its best. So I'll see you either for the next update clip or for the closing clip. Either way, I see you in the next clip. Remember when I said that I was changing the setting? Scratch that. So, and this is something I ponder if I should share it, but I think I should. So I think this is something all marginalized authors have dealt with one way or another, and I'm finding myself in that position. We consume so much white media, and a lot of the times media that's supposed to be diverse but has ended up being whitewashed, that when we come to our stories, we without realizing we're whitewashing it too. So one of the reasons that I was changing my setting is because I was like, there's really no way in Puerto Rico that someone in a city type of place will have a house with a lot of like yard space that goes into kind of like the forest and the mountains. That is me thinking that the landscape in Puerto Rico is similar to the landscape in the US, and I was so wrong. Yes, there are places in Puerto Rico that are very they're very city-like type of places. Like there's not a lot of greenery, but there's plenty of city type places that do still have some country landscape and some country areas. Like the city that I'm in is full-on city. There's municipal around us that do a lot of their like big things. They have to go to the city that I'm from, but we still have a lot of places that are very country type. Like the high school that I went is in the cusp of one of those country areas within that city. So I'm like, why am I changing this when I was even born and raised in this scenario? Like I could be very close, like all of the houses that I live were very close to malls and the highway and movie theaters. It was very convenient for me, and I could go to friends' houses or to the school that I was going very close or very deep into kind of like the countryside of our city. I know plenty of friends that our houses do have a big yard that pretty much goes into the forest or the mountains, because the city that I'm from is a valley type of city, so we're surrounded by mountains pretty much. So I'm here thinking, why are you doing this to yourself? So I'm not changing the setting. I'm reverting back to where it was. I just probably gotta work harder at describing the place with all the 5 senses so readers can visualize it better, especially if they're readers that have been all their lives in like city type metropolis kind of places, or readers who only been on the countryside and have not experienced city life. So yeah, that's what's been, besides work, that's what I've been dealing with. Thank God I still have, because I started to make the changes of the setting, but I still have the original opening for the parts that I changed, so I can just revert it back. Yeah, it's crazy, the amount of internalized, I don't know if it's racism or colorism, or it's just, I knew it was going to be very hard for me to write a book about someone that was born and raised in Puerto Rico and having in a setting like vampires that have pretty much never been written out of the US or out of European countries. I never realized I would have to fight even harder with myself. So yeah, that's an eye-opening experience. Yeah, that's the update for what, Friday the 16th, April 16th. So yeah, this is kind of like cray to think about. Anyways, I will see you on the next clip. So, quick update, I did a 15-minute sprint. I was supposed to do it on my lunch break, but I ended up doing it on one of my breaks. And I got 412 words, and whoo, does this scene is getting intense. There's a lot of topics that I want to deal with this story. I don't know if I realized this specific topic was something that I wanted to touch on. So yeah. Oh, now we are getting into telling Millie the big family secret. And it will cause some anguish. Not anguish, it's gonna cause her some guilt. That's the update. I'll see you guys a lot later once I'm done with work. Now I had to jump into a training, which I don't know if it's gonna end before my last break, so I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to write on the next break. So I'll see you guys on the next clip. So I said that I was after work, I will write more of that midpoint scene, but it is 9:30 p.m. and I'm very sleepy. Reason for it, today we had a 3-hour-long training, so a lot of new information and a lot of things are like shifting and all that, and I think my mind is very overwhelmed with all the information, and I'm glad I wrote those words during my break. this is gonna be the closing clip for this vlog. It ended up being what, a 3-day blog, I think. Not a lot of words on my off days, but then my work day, I managed to write a little bit over 400 words, which I'm good. It's great. I'm past 28,000 words. So hopefully next week we will pass 29K and reach 30K. I'm hoping for that. But we will see how I ended up feeling after this work week, because my work days are weekends. So anyways, yeah, so thank you for watching. If you liked it, hit thumbs up. Let me know how your writing project is going, whether you're participating in Camp Nano or not. And if you wanna know when I update again, when I upload another video, please subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye!